Now yes, the title doesn't lie, this video does contain Top Gear. And for now, at least, if you don't object of course, I'd like you to watch some Top Gear.
It is fantastic. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. What it makes me feel, though, is sad. I just can't help thinking that, thanks to all sorts of things, the environment, the economy, problems in the Middle East, the relentless war on speed, cars like this will soon be consigned to the history books. I just have this horrible, dreadful feeling that what I'm driving here is an ending. Good night.
So that Aston Martin V12 Vantage. He's driving the car that makes Jeremy Clarkson so upset. The question I have is, are those fears justified? Are the fears that cars like that, Aston there, that they're going to die out, obviously, are they justifiable? You know, I don't think this is just Jeremy Clarkson being stupid here. I genuinely believe that cars like that do have a very, very limited future. There are stories of Ferrari coming up with hybrid technology for their next cars. The new 458 Italia, by the way, doesn't have that, so it will at least be a continuation of the supercar series, genre, whatever you want to call it. You also have Lexus's LFA supercar coming out soon. I heard McLaren designing a new one, so maybe not quite yet is it the end, but the future of the supercar is very much in jeopardy because you heard what Clarkson said in that clip. You've got the problems in the Middle East. You've got the fact that if somebody dies on the road, they're going to blame them speeding. So it just stands to reason. In any case, there's some other problems I have. In fact, I think cars in general, not just the supercars here, the supercars are going to be the first casualty. I believe cars in general have a very limited future because what Clarkson didn't tell you, or in fact what you may not have heard at all on Top Gear series, I'm not sure, whatever, you're coming up with government are coming up with all kinds of useless, crappy legislation that I think will limit the car. First off, I'm just going off the top of my head here, things that I've read over the last year. I've heard they're planning to tax manufacturers for more pollutive models. So your hot hatches, a car company like Ford creating the RS, 300 brake horsepower, all through the front wheels, that kind of thing, very desirable car. You saw it on Top Gear actually, probably, if you watched Top Gear or not, I don't know. But a Ford could, in future, be taxed for selling a car like that in the UK. So it stands to reason that the car manufacturers, if they want to protect their profit margins, of course, would not make that type of car in the future. It's just fact. Why would you be taxed for making a car or selling it in the UK? Doesn't spring to logic, really. So I've also read that the government are planning to make the driving tests more difficult come 2010, I believe. And basically the details are that rather than being ordered to carry out certain manoeuvres on the road, what you will be asked to do is basically you'll be asked to drive to a certain destination. Granted, you'll have less time to make a mistake, but you'll have to think of everything else yourself. which comes through all the manoeuvres, and apparently it's going to be a lot more difficult. Personally, I couldn't see why, but apparently a lot less people are going to actually pass their tests. So, and then they've also sort of said, or it's been rumoured, I'm trying to stay strictly accurate, it is rumoured, not said, not they're going to, that a national speed limit here in the UK will be dropped from 60 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour. See, all these types of things, they're going to rule out even little city cars, let alone supercars. And the problem is, I know why. It's because the government, secretly, New Labour, they want to ban all cars. Why? Because they're on the side of the Green Party. They believe that cars are directly responsible, nothing else is responsible for this, just cars, that they are responsible for global warming. They think that nice summer's days, like the one here right now in the UK, should not happen. They think cars are responsible for this. And although I think that's a pretty good thing that we have a lovely warm summer's day where usually it'd be pissing it down with rain, the government doesn't think so. So they want to ban all cars. And you only have to look at these legislations to really see why. You see, with taxing car manufacturers, they're not going to sell their cars here in the UK. That's less cars on the road. If you lower the speed limit to 50 miles per hour, more people are just going to think, sod it. And that's another good... That one's not directly responsible. That one links in later on, where I'm going to tell you where they shot themselves in the foot. And then you also have less people passing their driving test. Let's be honest, less people pass their test, less people on the road, which makes it all the more easy to eventually ban cars altogether. But that little dropping the speed limit thing, they shot themselves in the foot there, because government gets a lot of their tax and income from the motor industry. So that's why they've dropped the speed limit from 60 to 50, because they know that driving at 50 miles per hour on, say, a decent A road, a long, straight stretch of road, is going to piss people off, because 50 doesn't feel quick in an open space. Do 50 on a dual carriageway, it does not feel fast. 60, not even 70. 70 doesn't feel fast on a bloody motorway, does it? So imagine 50 in a vast expanse of fields. Exactly. You're going to break the speed of it, and they're going to have all these little phony mobile cameras everywhere, because that's just where the UK is going, to catch you out. That means there's more fines to compensate for the lack of cars which would usually be generating their income. So back to the point on the supercars, should us petrolheads be scared that Aston Martin Vantages are going to disappear from the face of the earth? Well, not disappear, just not have any new ones created. Sadly, I can't see the supercar surviving the period of electricity or whatever. So, you're listening to Clarkson there. I think he could very well be right. He could very well be driving and ending. That was the Kart Kid for today.